Thanks, Alejandro. Wesley, you had a pretty reasonable day, +1. Your feelings about your play and your form coming so far today?
Yeah, you're right. Today has been reasonable. But yeah, I'd like to thank the Lord for letting me win one game. Today wasn't easy at all in all games. It's very difficult. First of all, the thing is, in order to win, you have to get a good opening. So you have to survive the opening first. If white preferably gets some advantage. If you just get an equal position, it's very, very difficult to win games because everyone here is very strong. Unfortunately, the last game went well, but I think the first and second game was pretty much equal. So I can be pretty pleased with the results considering the positions I got today were not very inspiring.
You are the de facto leader of the tour right now. Even if you finish dead last, you would leapfrog Maxime. How much are your thoughts on maintaining a good result for the tour as it goes into its last event coming up?
Well, considering the tour is very different this year, thanks to COVID, half the regular tour players cannot finish the events, or at least would miss one. So it's been very weird. I think there's like 5 regular tour players left fighting for the top 3 places. So there's not much competition. But I just want to play some good chess. I think I'm in a very good standing in the Grandmaster at the moment, but I was also in very good standing 2 years ago and 3 years ago, and then I finished last place in the Singfield Cup, and dropped out of the top 3 in the Grandmaster ranking. So I just want to play some good chess. I understand that I've had terrible results in St. Louis during summer in the past. Maybe it's the heat, so I gotta watch out and be careful. Take it one game at a time. I must say though that I'm very pleased with this tournament because most of the participants here are my ex-teammates and also will be my teammates in the upcoming Olympiad and also perhaps World Team. So I'm very pleased. Sam Shanklin's here. He's improved a lot. Jeffrey Shong, he's improved tremendously. His games in World Open have been very inspiring. Also, it's nice to have Hikaru back, taking a break from Twitch, and also Fabiano and Lanier. So it feels like Grandmaster this year is an American tournament, but I'm pleased to spar and play with my excellent teammates.
All right. I'm sure they enjoy playing with you as well, except with teammates who are beating up their fellow teammates like this. I'm sure Sam is smiling.
I think we're friends out of the board, but we're enemies in the board. But I think that's you have to push because you either beat them or they beat you.
That's the truth. All right, well, thanks so much for joining us. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Quick question for you, Wesley. I've got this position where you played against Sam, and I think for a lot of people watching you play and having this position, you came up, in my mind, with just a wonderful, wonderful maneuver. You found the move h5, g5, king b1, and the idea as you executed it was that you put your queen and bishop on this deadly battery, which eventually brought you victory. The question is, in this position, how does that concept, how did that idea of creating that battery, because it's very hidden. It's a very hidden way of play. How did that, take us through your thought process?
Well, I spent a lot of time here, actually. I was just as confused as you at this stage because I had so many good plans, e4 or g4. But I took, I think, 6 minutes to figure everything out. We got a critical stage. So I finally realized knight's coming quickly to c4. But it turns out h5 is good, g5, king a1, knight b6, and now bishop b1. And then queen d3 is always coming. The point is that thanks to the bishop pair, my king will always be safe. So the black knights look scary. But thanks to the bishop pair, white is always safe. Like black doesn't really have an attack. And after b3, I'm just threatening to take his knight, and black doesn't have any compensation. And here, it's just a very difficult position for black. I don't think I converted it in the best way possible. It got a bit complicated, but it was enough. And here, bishop b4 is also excellent to post the bishop on c5. It's just hard. I think Sam's main mistake is he underestimated this idea, but also in the opening, he should have delayed castling. like keep the rook on h8 at the time being. So I think castle here after knight e2. I think castle here is quite dubious because it gives me a very fast plan. So black should delay castling and play b5, and it's about equal.
Thank you, Wesley. Thank you for
I
sharing
think
that
castle
thought.
was definitely accurate, but it's hard to take advantage over the board still.
Wonderful. I really, I'm applause.
No, I think-
really nice.
No, I
Bishop
think
b1 and queen b3 was very nice. Queen
I
b3.
learned a lot from you, Yasser. Also, you like the bishop pair and grabbing pawns, and that's what
You're very good.
that's your secret.
I'm working with two guys. You know, it's really tough. But after many years,
I can't even play a gambit anymore. Every time I try to gambit something, like, what would Yasser think?
no.
Grab the pawn or the bishop pair. That's always a secret.
Thank you, Wesley, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Wonderful.